Science Center. This is Russell. And we're going to talk about we'll have a few projects that are kind of open source projects, but all the things we do at the Science Center are about teaching tools. And Russell's going to give a little background about the Science Center.
Sure. Liberty Science Center is a science museum in Jersey City. And it's a science museum in Jersey City. We have an annual visitorship of about 3/4 of a million people. It's in the New York, New Jersey region, the largest science center, the largest museum of its kind, and it serves a really wide range of people. And what we're trying to do is integrate our projects sort of as teaching tools, sort of to advance the museum's mission in a way that that integrates with current technology.
And so two of the projects that we're kind of focusing on, one is what this presentation talks about, is a project we're working on called MOSCAR, which stands for Museum Open Source Code and Application Repository. And what it basically is all these things. But what it does is a way to create an open source platform kind of directed toward cultural institutions for people to put up code, photos, hardware schematics, anything that would be used in a museum setting or any institution setting, and create a repository for that, but in a more kind of in an easy way for people who are artists who are not necessarily technically proficient to actually give and take from this kind of repository of things and use them in their museums.
So to be perfectly clear, it's a web platform that Liberty Science Center will host that we want to direct, as Zishan said, to people of varying technology backgrounds, to artists, to people involved in organizations like ours, to people trying to learn about that. Whether you can show a route for stems of an iPhone application to getting out to the market, to show a high schooler that progression, or to have a graphic artist, maybe understand how their application can reach a given market or a given demographic, or learn the tools and have the resources to be able to learn that is really what this web platform is supposed to be.
And also at some point to actually create curriculum for self-learning out of MOSCAR. So people are using this kind of information, but how to actually teach people how to use this information and actually know what they're using. So in terms of like what we're looking for, some of the work that's going to be done on this project, and the other project, we don't have any essentially slides upon, is something similar. We do a lot of work at the museum with green energy and sustainable energy. And one of the things we're working on is similar. If anyone's seen the IMA, they have the dashboard for all their statistics. We're focusing on an energy dashboard that's all about recycling, weather patterns.
Well, we want to give people sort of an idea, a broad idea of what's going on in terms of the energy consumption, production, and the general environmental conditions. We're in Liberty State Park, which, in case you don't know, is Ellis Island is right up there, the Liberty Island. That's all right.
It's west.
All points west. On the Hudson River, so it's a pretty representative area for what's going on in this region. So to give a good idea of wind profiling of what our solar panels at the museum are generating, for recycling programs, for ways other people can benefit the area via real-time readings of carbon emissions, different measurements in trees in Liberty State Park. So
we're working with CUNY on this, Rutgers, and then I think the New York Times, we just got the okay that they're going to be using it as a curriculum tool to teach sustainable energy practices.
So this is that is more in its infancy, but it's something that we see legs in. We're just getting started writing a grant for that.
For both these projects, MOSCAR and the Energy Dashboard are both going to be grant projects, and hopefully then there will be some money involved for people working on this as well.
Right.
And some of the things that will be worked on, obviously we are looking for more, we're looking at both the design and the program event. We're kind of programmers, and we work a lot on both. We actually store all our servers at the Science Center, so there's a lot of server work, and there's obviously software work, and there's obviously design work. There's some of the things that like MOSCAR involves, here's a lot of UI building that we'll be going through, possibly some semantic machine learning, working with web and actually trying to create models of learning on that. Working with programs like Python and jQuery, and we do a lot of wiki systems. We use a framework right now called Track, which is the open source Python framework. We use it internally, and we will be using it again for many stuff. A lot of visualization stuff, so I've worked a lot in processing. So we'll be doing a these things. It'll have a visualization engine, it'll have documentation, it'll have a blog-like platform, basically creating a kind of contemporary modern web portal. So,
So in summary, we're working on 2 web platforms which need basically somebody infrastructurally to help setting up. We're going to run it on a cloud, and then some sort of more of the programming work,